The Lord has given my master every blessing, and he has become great. He has given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and women, servants and camels and asses. And when Sarah, my master's wife, was old, she gave birth to a son to whom he's given all he's had. And my master made me take an oath, saying, do not get a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I am living, but go to my father's house and to my relations for a wife for my son. And I said to my master, what if the woman will not come with me? And he said, the Lord, whom I've ever kept before me, will send his angel with you, who will make it possible for you to get a wife for my son from my relations and my father's house. And you will be free from your oath to me when you come to my people. And if they will not give her to you, you will be free from your oath. And I came today to the water spring, and I said, oh Lord, the God of my master Abraham, if it is your purpose to give a good outcome to my journey, let it come about that while I am waiting here by the water spring, if a girl comes to get water and I say to her, give me a little water from your vessel, and she says, take a drink and I will get water for your camels, let her be the woman marked out by the Lord for my master's son. And even while I was saying this to myself, Rebecca came out with her vessel on her arm, and she went down to the spring to get water. And I said to her, give me a drink. And straight away she took down her vessel from her arm and said, take a drink and I will get water for your camels. And questioning her, I said, whose daughter are you? And she said, the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Nahor, and Milcah his wife. Then I put the ring on her nose and the ornaments on her hands, and with bent head I gave worship and praise to the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, by whom I had been guided in the right way to get the daughter of my master's brother for his son. And now say if you will do what is good and right for my master or not, in order that it may be clear to me what I have to do. Then Laban and Bethuel said in answer, this is the Lord's doing. It is not for us to say yes or no to you. See, here is Rebecca, take her and go, and let her be your master, son's wife, as the Lord has said. At these words, Abraham's servant went down on his face and gave praise to the Lord. Then he took jewels of silver and jewels of gold and fair robes and gave them to Rebekah, and he gave things of value to her mother and her brother. Then he and the men who were with him had food and drink and took their rest there that night. And in the morning he got up and said, let me now go back to my master. But her brother and her mother said, let the girl be with us a week or 10 days, and then she may go. And he said, do not keep me. The Lord has given a good outcome to my journey. Let me now go back to my master. And they said, we will send for the girl and let her make the decision. And they sent for Rebekah and said to her, are you ready to go with this man? And she said, I am ready. So they sent their sister Rebekah and her servant with Abraham's servant and his men. And they gave Rebekah their blessing, saying, oh sister, may you be the mother of thousands and 10,000s, and may your seed overcome all those who make war against them. So Rebekah and her servant women went with the man seated on the camels. And so the servant took Rebekah and went on his way. Now Isaac had come through the wasteland to Beer-lahai-roi, for he was living in the south. And when the evening was near, he went wandering out into the fields, and lifting up his eyes, he saw camels coming. And when Rebekah, looking up, saw Isaac, she got down from her camel and said to the servant, who is that man coming to us through the field? And the servant said, it is my master. Then she took her veil, covering her face with it. Then the servant gave Isaac the story of all he had done. And Isaac took Rebekah into his tent, and she
after his father's death.